Twisted Tree Farm up on the hill. My name is Akiva, and I'm in the chestnut orchard. And this soil up here is pretty tough to work with. It's very, very heavy clay, and it's amazing how high the water table is during different times of the year, and then how dry and hard it can be in the summer. There's a monarch right there. So I've been working with these fields for a few years, and mostly I've just been planting chestnut trees in here. I've been planting them on mounds. So I dig out a pit and make a pile on the downhill side and plant the tree in the mound to mimic forest conditions, pits and mounds. I got articles about it. Anyways, this is chestnut trees. I think it's five years old, and it's making some nuts this year. I don't know if you can see the burrs right there. There's actually quite a few burrs all over this tree, but they're still small. Here we are in the middle of summer. Making this video because I wanted to talk about the ground cover. So like I said, we have really tough clay soil. So I figured out with certain mowing timing, the timing of my mowing, I can encourage Queen Anne's lace. And Queen Anne's lace is a biennial. First year creates a rosette of leaves that stay low to the ground, and it punches down a deep taproot. And then the second year it's going to send up a stalk and flower, go to seed and die. And when it finishes doing that, it leaves behind that taproot, which is basically just like spiking the ground with organic matter. Just throwing down a taproot made out of carbon and flesh and all kinds of good plant minerals, and it leaves it there when it dies. So all of these flowers represent spikes going deep into the earth, fracturing that clay soil. There's plants that do it better than Queen Anne's lace, like burdock and yellow dock. But I like the Queen Anne's lace a lot for one thing, it shows up very easily on its own, and another, it's great for pollinators. This has been flowering strong for about 3 or 4 weeks, and it is not even close to done yet, and I won't mow it till it's done. And the other cool thing I figured out, to the Queen Anne's lace, and then the milkweed is going to come next. And here's some young milkweeds. So that'll be the next flush wildflowers. And then when the milkweed's done, that's when I'll mow this field again. So I figured out the timing in order to get Queen Anne's lace and milkweed showing up heavily in my fields is I mow right when the grass is at its peak, usually around the end of May for our season. But you don't want the grass to go into that stage where it's brown and withered and has dry, hard stems and lots of seed heads. You want to get it just before its seed is ripe and just cut it, and it's amazing. A lot of people are into grazing. I think that's awesome. I just don't have time for everything. But yeah, I cut the grass when it's at its peak, and you'll get tremendous, at least I've been getting tremendous amounts of Queen Anne's lace and milkweed. And then if I mow a little bit more frequently, so if I were to mow again, say around now, I would get tons of this red clover. I have a field over there is really filling in with red clover. But for this field, this is how I've been doing it, and I'm pretty happy with it. Queen Anne's lace.